Thanks to our friends at The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Rive to receive the top 10 stocks to buy right now. Amid all the turmoil going on in the banking industry, one shocking announcement today is that Apple is getting into the savings account business. The company announced that it's going to allow people to start savings accounts within the Wallet app. That money will actually be housed at Goldman Sachs, but it's going to live in your Apple Wallet like Apple credit cards do. So this is just another case of Apple expanding its moat, but I think it has a really interesting impact on the financial system and how we're going to be using currency in a digital form going forward. So that's what I want to dig into today. My name is Travis Hoyam. Thanks for watching Rive Investing. Please don't forget to subscribe to Rive Investing here on YouTube and turn on those notifications as well. So I want to get to the announcement from Apple. Here's the press release from Apple announcing Apple Card's new high-yield savings account with a 4.15% annual percentage yield. You can see here that it lives in the Apple Wallet, just like the Apple Card does. Signing up for this actually just involves clicking on those buttons at the top right of the screen there. So it's a pretty easy setup. And like it says here, this is a savings account from Goldman Sachs. So this is not Apple actually starting a bank and having its own bank and offering banking services. They're actually using Goldman Sachs and kind of white labeling those services. What's unique here is how it expands Apple's digital money products. We know that Apple has the wallet and it had the Apple Card that it added to that. Now you can add other credit cards as well, but the Apple Card has pretty generous benefits with things like 2% cash back for all of its purchases. And that's actually going to be one of the use cases. You can put the money from that cash back straight into a savings account instead of just having it sit there in a card the way that it currently does right now. But this also creates a competing product to banks. And I think that's really interesting, especially now that banks are struggling with higher interest rates. The assets that they have on the balance sheet often don't generate enough interest to offer something like a 4% yield on savings accounts or checking accounts. So they're offering a lot lower yields than that. But newer companies like Apple in this case are offering higher yields because they can kind of play arbitrage between those two things. The other thing that Apple is doing here, the company is trying to build a more central role in our financial future. This really makes Apple's products stickier. So if you think about what Block has done with the Cash App, I think that's something similar to what we're probably going to see Apple doing here, is that the Wallet app becomes a window into your financial life. Right now, you can have your credit card there, you can have a savings account there. There's really no need to have anything like a checking account, because why would you be writing checks when this is your digital financial life? But we may see increased services like being able to buy stocks or bonds or other financial instruments. You can already do buy now, pay later through Apple. So why not offer other services, maybe even up to as big as a mortgage? If Apple already knows everything about you from a financial perspective, we could see it go eventually that direction. I don't think we're quite there yet. But this is definitely a step towards that direction, towards your financial life, moving onto your phone and into that wallet app. The other thing that I think is interesting here is that this is a way for Apple to hedge against some of the competition that could be coming from something like the blockchain. As millions of people are now starting to use the blockchain to hold digital financial assets, how does Apple respond to that? Does it embrace that kind of technology, or does it wall off its own products in more traditional products? And I think we're getting the answer here, because they're working with Goldman Sachs to make a savings product in a traditional bank within the Apple Wallet. So maybe that makes it a little bit more likely that people keep their money in a traditional bank because they're staying in the Apple ecosystem of products. But at the end of the day, this is about making Apple's business stickier to its existing customers. If you have a credit card and a savings account and all of your app assets within the Apple ecosystem, that's going to make you more likely to buy another iPhone, to buy a Mac, to buy an Apple TV, to buy all of Apple's different products. So as Apple reaches further and further into our financial lives, I think this is a really great way to make the business extremely sticky. Maybe it's a little bit scary from a consumer standpoint because you're that much more reliant on Apple. But if you're an Apple investor, I think you've got to love this kind of move, because I think the Apple Card has actually been the best credit card that I've had in quite a long time, because they were able to rethink the entire model. I never actually use the physical card because I just have the app in my wallet. It's the default card that comes up when I pay for things digitally. I get the most rewards. And now I guess I'm going to be earning a little bit of interest on the money that I'm earning along the way. So All really great advantages and things that only Apple can do with the ecosystem that it has of hardware and software products. And I think this only expands that moat. But I'd love to hear what you thought about this savings account announcement when it came out today. I was really surprised, but think about it a little bit, and this makes sense as another product line extension for Apple. But leave those comments in the comments section below, and don't forget to subscribe to Rive Investing. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you here next time.